Hello, this is your girl, Dr. Brianna Boss James, aka Dr. Boss, the founder and CEO of She Bossin' Up and P31X. Listen, welcome to the carpet. If you're in a position to do so, go ahead, light a candle or something, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get into this thing on today. Today we're going to review 7 tips to empower yourself and inspire greatness in your life. Personal empowerment is about living your life with intent and making positive decisions based on both what you want and what God has called you to do. You must remember, the word says in Proverbs 16:9, the heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. All right, let's get right to it. Tip number 1, tell yourself the truth. It's so easy to get caught up in self-deception, let alone the deception that the enemy throws at you, without even realizing it, because I know I've done it a time or 2 or 3 or even 4. You've created this habit of telling yourself everything is fine and that you're great and that you're committed to being wonderful in some area of your life, and you're going to do something that is vital to your well-being and development, and then you don't do it. I've been there and done that. Even worse, you have a whole conversation with yourself about how you just don't know what happened again and that things must change, but for the umpteenth time, things continue to remain the same. Dear heart, you must start being honest with yourself about who you are and where you are first, so then you can make changes. If you're not doing whatever it is because you're tired and you're lazy, just tell yourself you're tired and lazy so you can move on and make changes from there. If you're giving too much time to things that aren't vital to you, things that aren't going in the path that you need to go, things that aren't in line with the vision that you have for yourself, and you're not valuing yourself enough to put forth the effort, you need to tell yourself that. You have to first admit where you are, real and uncut, first. That's where you're going to be able to find deliverance. That's where you're going to be able to make changes and to develop yourself. The essence of true empowerment is always being honest with yourself in every area and being willing to face where you might find yourself in a moment so that you can boss up and do even better going forward. There is nothing wrong with slacking every now and again, but you got to make sure you bounce back. Everybody has moments, but you have to be able to be honest with yourself, to tell yourself that you know the place that you're in, and then take the necessary steps to move from that place. Tip number 2, believe in yourself. You are the only human being on this planet that will be with you 24/7 from the time you're born to the time you die. If you don't believe in you, you're not going to really believe that anyone else believes in you and what they know you're capable of. You must know if God has called you to it, He has equipped you to do the thing, which means He believes in you. So you might as well jump on board and believe in you also in what He's called you to do. The word says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are created in the image and likeness of God, and that God has adopted you and called you His own. How much more validation do you need? I mean, the creator of all things believes in you. You are a daughter of a king, the king. You must believe that you're valuable and loved because the price that God paid for you was a sacrifice of His only Son, the Christ who died and went and conquered death, hell, and the grave just for you. No value in life comes greater than that. You must make sure that you're challenging the assumptions that have been holding you back, whether they came to you or they came from you. Think positive and God-inspired thoughts. Focus on whose you are, who you've been called to be, what you've been called to do, and that you know you are the absolute bomb at doing, and all that you have to gain by walking in faith and belief. Remember, the word also says to love your neighbor as yourself. You have to first love yourself to be able to love your neighbor. Tip number 3, Strengthen your skills. If you're willing to keep learning, you can expand your potential exponentially. Read personal development books, take online courses, attend seminars. YouTube is my jam. Pretty much anything you're looking for that you want to improve upon, you want to learn more about, that you're just searching for. Someone at some point has created a video that will help you become better in whatever area it is that you're looking to improve. You can talk to somebody, set up a meeting with someone who knows things in the areas that you want to improve in. And then you can exchange ideas and wisdom. You can ask questions. That is a very good way. And again, you can find that kind of stuff through social media as well, and attending the sessions that people hold. You can do that also. The Bible tells us in 2 Timothy 2:15, to study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, this is applying to the word, but I like to use the principle within this to make sure that I study diligently in whatever area that's needed in my life, so I won't fall short or I'm unprepared in an area where I should have knowledge in for what I'm doing. And you should do the same. When you know your stuff, your confidence positions itself at the highest peak, and you're able to do what you're called to do with ease. That right there is absolutely empowering. Tip number 4, gather support. I do understand that sometimes you feel like you're in life by yourself, and you might actually be in a situation where you do find yourself by yourself. If you're alone, know there are good Bible teaching and following churches where people that will love on you and be there to support you are present. Now, there are also groups that you can search for online in your area with like interests, and you can gather a support system from there also. Here at She Bossing Up, we have a Facebook group that you can tap into. And here's the point where I like to remind people that listen, no one's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. No human being on this planet, except for Jesus, has been perfect or will be perfect. We are all born into sin. All have flaws. And we all have our own levels of brokenness that we're processing at any given time. I'm going to encourage you to do yourself a favor whenever you're dealing with people, especially looking for new people, or even dealing with the ones you've been down with for a while. Don't expect people to be without flaws, and that includes in the church. You know, everybody has their stuff that they're going through, just like you, again, just like me. That's where grace and mercy and compassion and lots of forgiveness comes into play. If you want friends, you must show yourself friendly and be open to have friends. You meet and befriend people with an open mind, and if they're professing Christ, then you do need to be mindful of fruit bearing. You know, you pay attention to their lifestyle. But in essence, you don't want to get into the habit of easily writing people off because they're different or you're not sure how they'll mesh into your life before you really get to know them. It is our differences that make us great when we come together. Now, with all that being said, you will only be alone if you choose to be alone. There are people out there, and I'm here to tell you that we are definitely in this together. There's a community for you. We have been created for community. No woman is an island. You need people, and people need you. Empowering yourself can enhance your relationships with others. Iron sharpens iron. Surround yourself with family and friends who boost your self-esteem, who help you, who want you to be and do your best in life. Those who are negative or talking trash or downplaying anything that you have to say, you go ahead, push them to the side, and you spend your time with people who are positive and uplifting, who will support you. Now, the most important part in this is if you really want to get the greatest benefit out of it, is that you must allow yourself to be a little vulnerable. And then you have to ask for help when you need it. Support is there, but if you never tell anybody you need it, they're not always going to magically know. Sometimes the Lord will reveal, but sometimes he doesn't. Don't let the devil put the thought in your head that someone should know that you need the help because they just should know. Again, that's not the case. The Bible says, ask, and it shall be given to you. If you need it, it is definitely your responsibility to get it, and that's in any area of your life. Now, some of my favorite friends that I gather support from, like I told you in the other one, YouTube. YouTube is my jam. Yes, people I don't know that I've never met, and some, unfortunately, I will absolutely never meet because they've passed away. They have left countless hours of wisdom and support and inspiration and motivation and encouragement and knowledge that will just help to improve my day. And they can do the same for you. Let the village keep raising you, and you keep helping to raise others in the village. Gather you a support system, even if it's one, again, like I do all the time on YouTube. I do have friends and things that people that I can talk to and everything, but YouTube is there all the time. And if I need a little pick me up, I just enter something into the search engine and I find what I need. Make sure to gather support. Tip number 5, get and or keep your finances in order. Yo, life just hits a whole lot different when your money is right. It's an instant boost to everything, your confidence, and you have this level of empowerment knowing all your bills are paid, you have extra money in your savings account, your investments are popping, debt collectors aren't calling you, and you're able to even play a little bit or a lot of it without having to worry about robbing Peter to pay Paul. Now listen. I have been all the way in the hall. We're talking about Peter and Paul. I was trying to also figure out what to do with Joseph, Samuel, Rebecca, and David. It seemed like I owed everybody money. And bless the Lord, I need you all to help me beseech the Lord on my behalf of paying off these student loans. Bless Jesus. He can give me the money to pay them or he can cancel them, whatever he wants to do, but I need y'all help on that one. The Lord has to make a way. He is the only way in this situation. And with all of that, I have surely learned and understand why the word says to owe no man anything but love. And even with that, I definitely thank God because outside of those student loans that are still lingering, I really analyzed my situation one day and I got serious. And I began to do research in the Bible and I started following biblical financial principles. And I started respecting the money that God has so generously allowed me to circulate. And things completely changed. And they can change for you if you begin to do the same, if that is where you find yourself. You must be intentional about putting your finances in order and keeping them in order. This will help you be more stable and it will increase your capacity. When you do good with the money God gives you, he gives you more. Amen. Now let's not get this thing twisted. This will take massive change and sacrifice. If your stuff's not together, you're going to have to create budgets and plans for saving and spending. You need to consider life insurance. If you don't have life insurance, you need to consider some life insurance, investments, the whole financial shebang. So now this is going to be a very inclusive sidebar here. I personally consider tithes and offering the best investment that one can consistently make. The returns for me have been exponential and have yet, and I know they never will, lose their value. It is just amazing to see what God has done. Now, I'm thinking about your finances. If you are completely lost, please do. There are people who deal with finances for a living. Don't think that you have to figure this out by yourself or even search YouTube. You have plenty of people out there that you can contact, look them up on Google, who will help you create financial plans, who will walk you through life insurance and investments and even budgeting. Again, just like before, get some support with whatever it is that you need, but get and keep your money in order. Tip number 6, respect your time. It is vital. You must treat your time like the precious resource that it is. Once it is gone, it's gone. There are no rewinds in life. Now, we bless the Lord and thank Him for redemption and restoration, because He will do it, won't He? All the same, that time is not repeated. It's restored. Whatever time, effort, energy, and resources you've used that He's redeeming and restoring, it's been used. Please make sure you're respecting the gift of time. Life is short, and you just don't know when it will end. The one certainty that everyone has in life is that we will all die one day. You have to make sure to live your life full-blown, all out, on purpose, and for God's inspired purpose, and do not delay or get caught up in unnecessary and wasteful things. Now, how do you do this? Very simple. Take the time to get quiet before the Lord. Clarify your top priorities and devote the majority of your energy to those priorities, and limit all distractions. Here's one thing I wholeheartedly hold fast to now, and it's that someone else's perceived emergency is not my emergency. I do ask questions and assess the nature of things, but 9 times out of 10, someone didn't do what they should have done when they should have done it, or whatnot, and now it's the last minute, and I'm being asked to stop what's important or vital or even urgent to me and necessary in my life to rush a thing that they neglected in their life. That's not right, and I respect myself too much to do that. I'm no longer allowing other people's neglect to control my time, my effort, my energy, and my resources. Say, I love you. Yet either it's a I'll get to it when I can, or nope, I won't be able to squeeze it in. I'm sorry. Now listen, sometimes I'm with it, but now most times I'm not. Because again, I respect myself. I respect my time and what's happening in my life, and I'm training others to do the same. How you allow people to treat you is how people will be programmed to treat you. I spent a lot of time allowing people to dictate what I do, when I do, how I do at the last minute. I don't do that anymore. I allow God and God alone to make shifts in my life like that. We're not going to get that twisted. God can tell me to stop what I'm doing right now, and I will do what it is that thus says the Lord. And even when doing things for other people, if someone's asking me to do something and I'm about to tell them no, and I feel the Spirit of the Lord saying, no, you go ahead and do it, I'll always go ahead and do it. But I'm very mindful to make sure that I'm not shortchanging myself in my life and the things that God has called me to do because someone else was neglectful. No, not doing that anymore. Okay. I'm not quite flawless with it yet, but I'm growing in it daily and doing much better. So I encourage you and I implore you, respect your time. Prioritize your life. Have a vision and a purpose and a plan for your life so you know the priorities to have. And stick with those priorities. It's a blessing and a privilege and an honor to be able to help people. But make sure you're not being taken advantage of by dropping your things to help someone when they should have been on top of their game. Tip number 7, practice self-care. So they say self-care is the best care, and I am definitely one to agree. In the long run, you can only care for others as well as you care for yourself. Honoring and respecting your needs and your health is an important part of valuing yourself. Eat a healthy and balanced diet. Exercise regularly. And I'm not talking about going all in for hours at the gym, beast mode, getting it in, and all of that. No, you can get it in if you love to do that. But I'm talking about maybe 7 to 15 mean minutes of something that gets your heart rate pumping and going daily. Something that you can do, a quick little YouTube video. I mean, I've even found 3-minute videos on YouTube. You do a few different ones of those, you'll be at your 15 minutes in no time. Go for a walk, whatever it may be. Get something in. 15 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that is a good start and absolutely non-threatening. Pretty much anybody can do that. You want to aim for 6+ hours of sleep each night. Drink your water. Water is necessary and vital to your health. Practice sitting quietly and deep breathing. I mean, you'd be amazed by how most of the time you're barely allowing any oxygen in because you're shallow breathing. And sometimes you may be like me. Sometimes I just stop breathing sometimes and have to remind myself, breathe. It happens from time to time. You can try getting some acupuncture or getting a nice massage. Add the hot stone to it. It is absolutely amazing. Walk or sit in nature, soak in the tub, read, listen to music, an audiobook, garden, whatever it is that brings you peace, joy, tranquility. Do more of that and do more of that often. You are worth the time. You are worth the rest and relaxation and rejuvenation, and you are worth the care. Okay? Again, do this daily, not weekly, not monthly, but daily. You are alive every day. And so every day that you're alive, you need to make sure that you're caring for yourself. You can pick something that's not time consuming to start with. Maybe one day get a 90-minute massage, then another day do the 15-minute workout, another day soak in the tub, another day read a book for 20-25 minutes, another day go and just take a nice stroll outside. Whatever it may be, pick something or multiple things every day to do for yourself, to help better yourself, to make sure that you're cared for and that you value yourself. I guarantee you're going to love it if you're not already doing it. And I can also guarantee you that you have 20 minutes a day to take care of yourself. And if you're looking at your schedule and you don't, I'm going to encourage you to shift your schedule around, because you need to make sure that you are present and that you are important in your schedule. Because again, you can really only help others as much as you have helped yourself. And if you wear yourself out, you may love helping people, but there will come a point where you won't be able to help people the way that you want to because you're all worn out. Take care of yourself. Self-care is the best care. So now to recap, the 7 tips to empower yourself and inspire greatness in your life are: tell yourself the truth, believe in yourself, strengthen your skills, gather support, get and or keep your finances in order, respect your time, and practice self-care. So you know what time it is. Here's your homework. If you're doing these things, fabulous. Keep it up. If you're not already doing these things, today is a great day to start. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start today. You can pick one or do a deep dive into all 7, but at least start with a thing and you'll be able to see great results in your life. Being intentional in and with everything you do will make the difference in your life. It's your time to boss up. No matter where you find yourself in life, you hold the key to being more, to doing more, and to having more. Empower yourself in and through the Holy Spirit and with much action, and watch God show off on your behalf. I believe in you. You got this. Now go ahead and go get it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that wonderfully fabulous things will happen for you as you continue to launch out into the deep and break free from struggles and setbacks in your life. If you receive value from this episode, please hit that good like button. And if you know someone who might need a little bit of what you just received, please share this episode and pay the blessing forward.